Welcome, my name's Amy Vaccaro and today I'm going to take you through a yoga sequence for the 4th trimester. So after you've had a baby, when your body's feeling very vulnerable, very tired in those early few weeks after birth, it's really important that if you are going to practice this particular sequence of yoga, that you are physically able to. So if you've had a birth that was difficult, if you've had forceps or vacuum or an episiotomy, or if you've had a cesarean section, you need to be really mindful about the way that you move, and you might need to wait until at least 3 or maybe even 6 weeks before you start yoga practice. I really strongly encourage you, after you have your baby, to make sure that you've been seen by a physiotherapist who is trained in women's health, so that you can just make sure that your body is in the right way to be able to then start to move your body through exercise again. So today is going to be a very restorative type of yin practice, which will go for about 20 minutes or so, because you won't have a lot of time to find time to practice, but you do need time just to come back to your body, come back to your breath and rest in such an intense time in your life. So remembering that we're always practicing ahimsa, which means non-violence, and always practicing in a way that is what we call comfortable discomfort. So if any of the poses move beyond comfortable discomfort, so if they become painful, then you stop and you rest. Okay? So here we go. We're starting in child's pose. What I didn't tell you is that I'm practicing today with a bolster and with some blocks. So blocks are easily accessible at places like Big W and Kmart, Aldi, anywhere, and they're not very expensive. If you didn't already buy a bolster for your pregnancy when you were doing pregnancy yoga, I strongly encourage you to get a bolster so that you can use it while you're playing with your baby on the floor, because it enables you to be able to sit with a nice straight spine and sit comfortably. My bolster travels all over my house. In fact, we're in my kitchen right now as we speak with my bolster in the kitchen. And so it was a really, really good investment. So if you don't have a bolster, you can equally use some nice pillows, dense pillows stacked high to be able to support you, or just practice without a bolster. So you're going to take your bolster and bring it in towards you. Big toes together at the back, knees out to the side, and we're going to rest down into your child's pose. So just move slowly, give your body time to arrive there, turning your head to one side, and just let your body wiggle into this position of rest. Finding your breath here and just noticing how your breath is moving. And then from here, we're going to start to manipulate the breath. So sending the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then starting to deepen the breath. Moving the breath all the way down to the hara, which is a point just below your belly button. Each time you take a breath in, we're seeking expansion of that point, blowing your belly up like a balloon. And each time you breathe out, it's like the balloon deflates and the breath comes back out through your nose. And then sending the breath even deeper still, all the way down into your pelvis if you can, so that each time you take a breath in, your pelvic floor expands out and away. And each time you breathe back out again, the pelvic floor recoils, comes back to its neutral point, as the belly does the same thing, and the breath moves back out through your nose. You might like to turn your head to the opposite side, feeling into the other side of your neck. And just noticing how your body is feeling, checking in with both sides, left and right. Noticing how your spine feels, your pelvis, your knees, your feet. Allowing your shoulders to rest and be heavy, allowing your neck and head to rest. Three more rounds of breath here. Then from here, we're going to slowly walk our way up, taking your hands underneath your shoulders and just gently and slowly moving your body. No need to rush. Slowly coming up, moving your bolster slightly to the side. I'm going to come onto our right bottom and bring your bolster with you, taking it out to the right hip and out to the right side. I'm going to move the blocks out of the way here. So we're coming to deer pose. So we have our right knee bent so that the right foot is in front of the left knee, and the left knee bent with the foot coming out behind you. Just sitting up onto that right bottom, hands coming down on either side of the bolster, and just letting your body slowly snake down here, slowly. Coming to rest your head on the side and just letting your arms hang heavy here. Little wiggle into the most comfortable position here. And again, just settling yourself in and finding your breath again, in through your nose and out through your nose. And opening your body all the way down the left side, sending your breath all the way down the left side of your body each time you take a breath in. And then on the breath out, just letting go of what no longer serves you here. And just enjoying this time to rest, relax, and gently open all the way down the left side of the body. We stay here for another 3 deep rounds of breath. And noticing that deep belly breath and that expansion of your belly against your thigh. And starting to move again. Again, move slowly and with control, gently bringing your hands underneath your shoulders and slowly coming all the way up. No need to open your eyes if you don't want to immediately. Coming back up to find a nice tall position. We're going to change sides. So sending your feet across to the opposite side, bringing your bolster with you. So coming up onto that left bottom, the left knee is bent, left foot in front of the right knee, right foot out behind you. Bring the bolster in to that right hip, and left hip, and then sit up onto your left bottom as you start to roll yourself down onto the bolster. Letting your head rest there gently, wiggling into position until you can finally let go here and try and be as still as you can. And finding that deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Noting that expansion of your belly on the breath in. And relaxation of the belly on the breath out. Finding that openness starting to develop all the way down the right side of the body. Subtle and slow. You might find that as you're lying here, breathing, that your mind starts to wander. It's normal, it's just what the mind does. So you might choose to use a mantra throughout the rest of your practice. And one that you might choose is here, now. Silently in your mind, repeating the word here on the inhale and now on the exhale. Just reminding yourself to stay present right here, right now. You stay for another 3 deep rounds of breath. And slowly, slowly moving again, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Prepare to come up. So slowly making your way up. Again, keeping your eyes sleepily closed until you arrive to your sitting position. And then from here, we're going to make our way into a position to be able to open up through our thighs. So taking the bolster and straddling it. Feet are flat, toes are flat, knees down, just opening out through your quads here, finding a nice tall straight spine. And just relaxing here, perhaps cupping your hands in your lap, or perhaps at Anjali Mudra at heart space, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Closing down through your eyes again. And just breathing here, slowly, slowly. You might like to bring your mind's awareness back to that mantra of here, now, here on the inhale and now on the exhale. Repeating silently in your mind. 3 more deep rounds of breath here. And then gently moving again, slowly opening your eyes, coming up and out, coming off the bolster. We're going to set up for supported fish pose. So taking our bolster across the back of across our mat, if we have one, and taking our block, if we have one, and resting it. So what you're going to be doing is lying down. So the bolster is going to be sort of where your bra strap is, and the block is going to be where you imagine your head to be. So we come to slowly lie down, just gently making sure that you give yourself as much support as possible because your belly muscles are going to be still compromised. So slowly, slowly finding your way down, little wiggle all the way down. So you want to find your arms. You might need to have the block on the side, just depending on how stable your neck is feeling. So your arms are coming out between the bolster and the block. And you can choose to have your palms face up or face down. Just feel how that feels for you. Really deep opening pose, counter pose to all of that, sitting hunched over with your baby, feeding. So you can start with having your knees bent. And in fact, you might like to stay with them bent, with your feet quite wide and knees just gently falling in. Or you might like to have your legs straight and long. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. My favorite is with my knees bent. Because while I'm here, sometimes my body likes to just have a little twist from side to side, just a very tiny twist. You might feel that you need to be still here without moving, and that is also perfectly fine. Whatever feels most comfortable and useful to your body. So remembering your breath again and noticing how the breath moves your body here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Aiming for that deep breath all the way down into your belly. You can bring your mind back to your mantra again, here, now. Just working on releasing the tension little by little throughout the pose. Three more deep rounds of breath here. And then we're going to prepare to come up again. So gently rolling yourself to one side, move slowly, and slowly moving your way up to your seated position. We're going to work into legs up the wall pose, which is our final pose. And from that pose, you can come down into your Shavasana, for your meditation. So to find legs up the wall pose, obviously you need a wall. Here's one I prepared earlier. To get to legs up the wall, you need to shuffle yourself side on so that your bottom is quite close to the wall, or you could use a door if you had a door handy. And then letting your body come down, swinging your legs up the wall. And so finding yourself comfortably here with your legs up, you might notice that you can bring your shoulder blades underneath your body together to let your chest open, arms hanging heavy by your side, palms face up or down depending on what you feel is most comfortable and useful for you today. Nice long neck, let your chin drift in towards your throat, and just find your breath here. Again, in through your nose and out through your nose. Deepening the breath right down into your belly. Come back to your mantra if you need to, here, now. We stay for another 3 rounds of breath. And we slowly start to make our way out. Gently bringing your feet down the wall, starting to roll to one side. And then slowly making your way up and working towards your Shavasana position. So you can choose here to be lying on your side or to be lying on your back. And if you do have a bolster or some pillows, if you are side lying, you can come with your head, pillow underneath your head, pillow between your knees. Or if you are lying down on your back, you can pop your bolster underneath your knees here. And then just gently lying your way down and sitting up quite similarly to the way that we set up for your legs up the wall pose, bringing your shoulder blades underneath you, releasing through your chest, arms hang heavy by your side, palms face up. And just resting here, preparing for your meditation. Welcome. Today we're going to work on a tension releasing meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable position. You might like to be seated, or you might like to be lying down. If you're pregnant and you're lying down, lie down on your side if it's most comfortable. If you are seated, you are working on grounding your sit bones down into the chair that you're sitting in. Wiggle yourself to get comfortable and growing your spine tall towards the ceiling. Gently tucking your chin in towards your throat and just resting comfortably. From here, just letting your body sink into the chair. And then we start to bring awareness to our breathing. So just noticing your breath, the way it comes in, the way it goes out, and the spaces of your body that it starts to open as it's moving in and moving out. Notice whether your breath is fast or slow. Notice that as you start to become aware of your breath will automatically start to slow down. From here we start to manipulate the breath, starting to move the breath in through the nose and back out through the nose again. And we're starting to deepen the breath. So as you start to breathe in, we're breathing the breath all the way down into the belly, and down into the hara, which is a central point just below your belly button. With each in-breath, observing the expansion of that space. The belly opens and expands to allow the breath to come in. And on the exhale, that point returns back towards your spine, and the breath comes back out through your nose. And breathing in through the nose, belly expands. And breathing back out through the nose, the belly contracts. Working on the continuation of that deep belly breath all the way down into the hara, that point just below your belly button. Expansion on the inhale and contraction on the exhale. And from here we're bringing awareness to the muscles around our eyes. And we're starting to release the tension that's present there. So each time you exhale, just working on the release of tension around your eyes, letting the muscles all around your eyes relax. Notice that as the tension around your eyes starts to diminish, that the rest of your face starts to want to melt as well. And so each time you exhale, just letting the tension drain away from your face and your head. And we start to direct the tension release all the way down the body. Moving the tension away from your neck and your throat, across both of your shoulders, and down each arm, upper arm, elbows, forearms, hands, fingers. Just letting the tension release each time you exhale, slowly melting. Coming back to the central part of your body and just letting the tension relax from your chest all the way down your spine at the back, down through your belly, buttocks and pelvis, down through your legs, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, toes, Each time you exhale, more and more tension is released. Melting more and more into the surface beneath you. Oftentimes, when our body becomes still, our mind becomes busy. Thoughts come in. Things we need to do, things we've already done. It's normal. It's just what the mind does. So in order to calm the mind, we give it a job. We can give it a mantra. Mantra is just words that we repeat over and over, just to help to tie our puppy mind to the post, to get it to be still. One of the easiest mantras to remember is So Hum. It just means I am, and it sounds like your breath. So coming in on the inhale and hum going out on the exhale. So quietly repeating, just silently in your mind, so hum. So on the inhale and hum on the exhale. And while the mantra is repeating in your mind, more and more tension is being released from your body with each exhale. So hum. So hum. back now to hands and feet. And breath. Just notice the flow of your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Taking a deep breath into hands and feet and starting to bring some movement back there. Wriggle and stretch. Moving your body in whatever way feels comfortable to wake yourself back up again. But doing so in such a way so as not to spill the calm you've just generated. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and coming back into your day.